Good afternoon, students, and welcome back from the weekend. I hope you had a restful weekend and you're ready to jump back in. We are on our third and final week for Essay 1. This week will be workshop before submitting your final copy. So let's take a look at our instructions. The instructions, if you recall, are at the beginning of the module. So I just want to take you to the module, okay? Right, and here's your module. If you scroll down to the week of the 13th through the 17th, right, here are the instructions. So we're back at the instruction page. You do need to read these instructions and mark them as done each week. You can, of course, just watch the video and then mark it as done as well. So welcome back. Quick recap. Last week you submitted drafts and an essay outline. I provided feedback on all of your writing. So I've responded to all the drafts. The outlines were due Sunday night. I went in this morning and this afternoon and provided some feedback on the outlines that were submitted last night. So make sure that the first thing you do this week is review that feedback. This is actually a very important step, as much of our class interaction going forward will be conducted through drafting and my feedback. So the best way to progress to the next step is to make sure that you go back and read the feedback. Next, complete the grammar exercises. So there are 2 this week, and they're called chompchomp.com for comma splices and fragments. And these are short grammar exercises. It's probably a review for most of you, but these are actually the most common mistakes that students make in their academic essays and writing: comma splices and fragments. Next, compose your reflection, your review and reflect paragraph, and submit that by Friday before midnight. And then your 4th step this week, compose a concluding paragraph. I've enclosed a graphic organizer right here to help you compose that. Sorry, that's a little bit, let me see if I can turn it around. There we go. That's a little better. Let's see if I can adjust the margins here a little bit. So that's the best view that I can give you guys, but you need a hook. You need to restate your thesis in the conclusion, maybe provide an inspirational or a final closing thought. This organizer is a really good organizer to help you compose your conclusion. It's got just a blank space if you wanted to print this out and jot down your ideas with instructions and explanations. Okay, so students have had some good luck in the past using that graphic organizer for writing their conclusion. And then finally, at the end of the week, make revisions and submit your final copy Sunday evening before midnight. Okay, so that's the week at a glance. Look at my feedback. Do the grammar exercises. They don't take long, maybe 20-30 minutes tops for each one. Compose a reflective paragraph and compose your concluding paragraph, make revisions, and then submit your final copy. Believe it or not, last week you composed the majority of your draft. You composed all of your body paragraphs and your introductory paragraph and your outline. So really, you're just wrapping up with revisions and your concluding paragraph. So let's go into the module and take a look at some of those steps this week. I'm just going to click on Next. All right, so here's the grammar exercise for comma splices. You just click on each one of these links, read the instructions, and then do 1 or 2 examples. After completing those 5 exercises, which doesn't take long, probably 10 minutes, compose a reflective paragraph describing what you learned. Be descriptive and specific. What did you learn from these exercises? This is one short reflective paragraph. It's worth 5 points. You type up your paragraph in a text entry box. This is an informal, a daily exercise. Here's the rubric: quality of content, professionalism, You know, is it polished, mostly free of errors, you know, clean style? So this is how I assess your homework. I'm looking for thoughtfulness and basically if you follow directions. So that's the first grammar exercise. And here's the second one, fragments. And again, click on the links, read the instructions, do 1 or 2 examples. That should take roughly 10 minutes. After completing the exercises, compose a reflective paragraph describing what you learned. Be descriptive, be specific. What did you learn? 5 points, text box entry or file upload. This one is due on the 15th, so in a couple days. And again, the same rubric. I'm looking at thoughtfulness, right, for the first 3 points, and then 2 points for professionalism and following directions. So those are your first couple of activities this week. And then next you have a review and reflect paragraph. So I want you to go back and review feedback for all of your drafts that you submitted last week, including the outline, which I responded to today. Think about the questions or the suggestions I provided, right? So reflect and think. Consider the following. What about your draft works well? Chances are I probably gave you some kudos for what's working. What needs more work, right? Do you need to be more descriptive? Do you need to provide more examples? Is it grammar? Order, organization? You know, are you following the organization for Essay 1, right? Go back to the outline and the assignment description. So I've given everyone feedback based on these categories, all right? So review my feedback, and if you've been doing that along the way, then you don't really need to go back and do it again. You can just think about these questions. So after thinking and reflecting, you want to write your reflective paragraph. Compose a thoughtful and reflective paragraph. This is 4 to 5 clear, grammatically correct sentences. In your paragraph, answer the following questions and anything else about your drafts or revising you want to discuss, right? So 1 thoughtful, reflective paragraph. Here are the questions to think about. What changes are you going to make to your draft based on the feedback you received from myself and or a classmate? What other revisions in terms of content or ideas, grammar, mechanics, organization, format, etc. do you plan to make? And what do you think is your strength in Essay 1? What do you think is the strongest part of your essay? What was your biggest challenge? Okay, so just a couple questions, 4 or 5 reflective, thoughtful sentences. And again, we have a very similar rubric. It's 5 points, text box or file upload. It's due on the 17th. All of the links are open until the 19th. And I'm just again looking for thoughtfulness and following directions. So you're going to see a theme throughout a lot, if not all of the tasks this week. I frequently look at, how engaged are you with the assignment? How thoughtful is the content? Did you follow directions? All right, so those are your 3 tasks. And then finally, the very end of the week, Sunday night, right, after you've submitted your reflective paragraph, you're going to make revisions and submit your final copy of Essay 1. Again, here's an upload of the assignment sheet and the 2 articles. It's worth 100 points. I will email you guys the rubric. There is a rubric, and I will upload that for you. But again, it's due on the 19th. It's already available if you're done earlier. And just let me know if you have any questions. That's our module for this week. We are wrapping up Essay 1. And then we'll be next week moving on to a new assignment, a new topic. Okay? So again, here's the week at a glance. Review feedback, complete the grammar exercises, compose your reflection, type up your concluding paragraph, make revisions, email me if you have any questions, and submit your final copy by Sunday night. All right, take care, have a good week, and as always, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Use Canvas email. You can use Canvas chat, that's over here, right? During class, during normal class hours, you can send me a chat message and we can talk in real time. But again, I wish you a productive and a healthy and safe week.